So this is the after results, and I actually really like it. I think it like worked better than the splat lusty lavender I got. I've always read that you're not supposed to use splat on your scalp because it burns, and I don't really. So even though it did, it really burned. I, did the smart thing. I washed it, out when the color quickly changed. Even though, I mean, it's still kind of like wasting money, but like not really. If it's, if it changed your dark brunette hair, for example, like mine. So when I went to a store, I'm not gonna say where, and then I got picked out some black hair dye, because I've been thinking about maybe like waiting a couple of weeks and then adding the black dye in because we're almost in fall, and I don't really have any. I'm really bleach. Even though it does make my hair thick. Um, Usually with dyes, they're not gonna make your hair thick. They may make it look fuller, but it's not really fuller. So my backup plan is if I don't want to bleach my hair, then just pick out a black dye or something. Maybe it can be have some blue or purple tones, and then even gray tones. But that would only be in the lighting, obviously. So, and I've been trying not to use AI so much because I've read that's not good for the polar bears. So gotta keep those polar bears protected. I might still use it sometimes, but I'm trying not to use it a lot like I did. So I usually just pick a image from Google. Basically it's what I've been doing for my song covers, and I'm probably not good at doing it, and I'll probably admit to not being good at it. But I said that I was gonna do singing lessons 3 years ago, and I still haven't done it. So, and then when I was younger, I wanted to do dancing, but I was afraid of doing it because probably because I was afraid of injuring myself. And although dancing can be fun, I learned on just I use when I was 12, probably I think it no 11, 10 years old. No, I think it was 11. It was on my 11th birthday. I got Just Dance Summer Edition, and I would go to my Wii, um, and my hair was brunette, and I was like, um, I really like dancing, but I think the Wii strap on my Wii controller, I think got broke or something, or my brother destroyed it. I can't really make assumptions because I don't want to get my family in trouble, but so I literally had to be careful, and I even though I didn't throw it at the TV, accidentally threw it on the wall. So the wall didn't get damaged, luckily. No one was hurt, but always keep the Wii straps. Never destroy them. Never take them out because you never know if you could hurt someone or even yourself for that matter. So, and and even though my brother, he was a minor, it doesn't really matter. Someone could still get hurt in the family, and my TV downstairs, literally they stopped working. So I don't know if a bug like ate through the cords or what, but even there's barely any bugs that get in the house right now. So there's still probably about some, but percentage is very low. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just and I've stopped killing bugs. So but I'll only do it if I need to. But right now I don't do it. So um And no, I don't. And even if I do, I don't do it to be ignorant. It's just, it's just they can't be in my house. Like I know it's like probably messed up to say, but it's like bugs are made to be outside. They're not made to be indoors. And I know like many people are gonna get offended by that, but it's kind of the truth. If you know what I mean. And they can also get bacteria on the floor, walls, you know, and it's just you're breathing that stuff in without knowing about it. So learns gotta educate yourself about bugs as they're really there was like I'm not gonna say his name, but there was this guy in like school. He would like mess around with them, and then I accidentally stepped on it, and he got mad at me and said I did it on purpose, even though I didn't. I just wasn't watching where I was going. So always watch where you're going when you're outside, even if you don't feel like doing it, because it's like the outside world is like really important. Even though it can be it can be dangerous. Like there is dangerous people in this world, but it's not like I can do anything about it. Even though we gotta stay away from those people, we got to protect ourselves and even our loved ones, and always trust like trust people, and you want to trust, if you know what I mean.